This conference will now be recorded.
Hi guys, good morning. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Right. So now moving on to next concept, left function. So left function, what it will do? It will align your data towards left side. Correct? It will align your data towards left side. Right function, what it will do is it will align your data towards right side. So that is what a left function and right function does. So now if you see here, I have a data set rem blank one. A is equal to, you can see my name is Ram. You have a lot of space before, correct? So if you wanted to move your data towards left side, then I can use a function called left function. So after applying left function, I'm storing in a variable called B. So in variable B, you will not see any space between, in the beginning, you see, right? Before my, do you see any space? No, right? Right. Next, supposed to say, if you want to align your data towards right side, if you want to align your data towards right side, then I have to use a function called RAGHT, right? So if you run the program, you can see rem blank one, it will align your data towards right side. You see, right? You see there is a space before my name. Okay, right. Strip function, what it will do is, so strip function is similar to cates. Okay, so cates concept, what it will do? Cates concept, it will combine multiple character variables. While combining, if it is having leading or trailing blanks, it will remove. Cates function, correct? So that is the case when we are combining multiple variables. For one variable, if you have leading and trailing blanks, and if you wanted to remove them, then I should use a function called strip. For one variable, if you wanted to remove leading or trailing blanks, then I should use a function called strip. So now data rem blank 3, you see, right? Data rem blank 3. In file data lines, input string, you see, right? Original is equal to inverted comma star. So actually speaking, you cannot see that spaces which is having afterwards. So if you see here, my variable string is reading 8 character. I has the capacity to store 8 characters. Out of that, how many it is reading? So can you see that 4 empty spaces here? Can you see that empty spaces here? You cannot see that empty spaces here. So the reason what did I do is I concatenated with star before and after to visualize this empty 4 spaces. మీకు కనిపించడం కోసం I have concatenated with star before and after. So this symbol is equivalent to cat function. Cat function, what it will do? It will combine your character variables without removing leading and trailing blanks. Okay, right. So that is what a cat function will do. So this symbol will work similarly like cat function. So now you can see here, this is how it is. So I'm combining, this is the original variable. Original variable means it contains, here in this case you see, right, you have a leading blanks. Here it is trailing blanks. Here all leading blanks. Here no blanks. Here trailing blanks. So all that information you can see here. You see, right? So after Z you have two spaces. Before X also you have space here. Okay. So here before ABCD you have four spaces. Two spaces here, two spaces after. So if you wanted to remove both leading and trailing blanks, then I should use my function called strip. Strip function will remove both leading and trailing blanks in one variable. Underline the point, in one variable. Okay. So if you see here, rem blank 3 in variable stripped, you see, do you have any spaces? Before or after, do you have any spaces? Before or after, do you have any spaces? No, right? Next. Trim function. For one variable, if you wanted to remove trailing blanks, for one variable, if you wanted to remove trailing blanks, I should use trim function. So you see, right, I have two variables, part 1, part 2. Part 1 is storing 1 to 10 characters, part 2 is storing 11 to 20 characters. So from 11 to 20, part 2. 1 to 10, it is part 1. So part 1 has the capacity to store how many characters? 10 characters. Out of that, how many are occupying? 5. You're occupying only 5. Correct. So you're occupying only 5. So now, whenever you combine these two variables, whenever you combine these two variables, so what happens? You will see apple 5 spaces sauce. Agree, yes or no? You will see apple 5 spaces sauce. Correct. So I don't want space between apple sauce. If you don't want space, what you have to do? I have to remove that trailing blanks. So trailing blanks, I can remove them using trim function. You see, right? Trim function. So if you run the program, you see rem blank 4, apple, there is no sauce. But earlier, whenever we are not using trim function, it is presenting, it is combining without removing leading and trailing blanks, right? Apple 5 spaces sauce is there. So this is good when compared to this, correct? One point to be noted here is whenever you are applying trim function for a null value, it returns one single space. Whenever you are applying trim function for a null value, it returns one single space. Actually, trim function should remove all the trailing blanks, right? The concept of trim function is it will remove all the trailing blanks, correct? So in this case, what happens is it returns one single space, provided if you're applying for a null value. So if you run the program here, you can see put y. You see, right? Because that single space you cannot visualize, right? So the reason I'm concatenating with greater than symbol, less than symbol. If it is presenting a space, you cannot see it, right? You cannot identify that space, correct? You cannot visualize that space, right? So to make you visualize, I'm concatenating with greater than, less than symbols. If you see here, you have one space between greater than, less than, means this value is giving one space. Raj, what is this here? The purpose of using trim is to remove trailing blanks, right? So again, why it is retaining one single space? I don't want this single space. Okay, I don't want this space. So in this case, we have one more function called trim n of x. So I have one more function called trim n. Whenever we are using trim n function, it will remove that free space. You see the value of z, you see, do you find space between greater than, less than symbols? Do you see? No, right? Compress function, if you wanted to compress spaces in the leading or trailing, if you wanted to remove leading or trailing blanks, we have used strip function, we have used a trim function, correct? If you have spaces in between your value, if you have spaces In between your value, you see, right? AB space C space D. Correct. If you wanted to remove spaces in between, then I have to use compress function. The compress function will remove the spaces in between your values. So if you see here A B C D, you see a complete text. It is removing it, right? 1 2 3 4 5. You see, right? In between spaces it is removing it, correct? Right. So this is how it is. Next, data string 2. Data string 2. Text is equal to small abc, capital ABC, 1 2 3 4 5 comma x, comma inverted comma. Sorry, inverted comma, not cap. Correct? Star inverted comma. Inverted, sir, cap. And inverted comma close. If you wanted to remove one particular alphabet, if you wanted to remove one particular alphabet, you can do that using compress function. Compress of text, comma, inverted comma A. Inverted comma A, what it will do? It will compress this small letter. ABC. If you wanted to compress one particular word, ABC, you can do. Suppose to say, if you are doing it, it will remove only this ABC text. You're getting my point? So in first instance, you see, it will remove all the spaces between these values. After that, it will remove small a. Small a remove అయిపోయింది చూసారా? Small a is removed, right? Next, it will remove ABC text. ABC text means you will see only ABC 1 2 3 4 5. ABC 1 2 3 4 5. Correct? And I wanted to remove whatever the case it is, I wanted to remove ABC. So whenever I write ABC I means I stands for irrespective of case. It will compress all the alphabets ABC, whatever the case it is. So you see, right, number 4, you will see only numbers and special characters, because this capital ABC also it will remove, because I use the option I. You see it, right? Next, if I wanted to remove all the alphabets, if I wanted to remove all the alphabets, just give empty inverted comma, write A. A represents all the alphabets. A represents all the alphabets. You see, right? 5. This is also removing all the alphabets. If you wanted to remove all the digits, numbers, you see, right? Inverted comma D. D means it will remove all the digits. And inverted comma KD. KD is keep digits only. So it will keep only digits. Keep only digits means it will keep only 1 2 3 4 5 number. It will keep only 1 2 3 4 5 number. And KA, keep only alphabets. KA is keep only alphabets. You see, right? It is keeping only alphabets. Is that clear, everyone? Yes or no? Is that clear, everyone? Yes or no?
Yes,
Right.
sir.
Okay. So these are all the ways you can compress. Suppose let's say if you wanted to remove all the special characters from a string, you have to write this much length. So you are writing X variable has all the special characters, dollar, hash, percentage, dollar. You see, right? So you have to write, you see, right? A, B, C, D, E, F, W, 1, 2, 3, sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, K, I, S. So K is keep, I is irrespective of case, you keep all the alphabets numbers. And S I'm not sure, but still I have to give that. So if you run the program, it will remove these special characters. You see, right? It is removing all the special characters, right? So this is how we can do. Next, compel function. Compel function, what it will do? So compel function, what it will do is, whenever you have multiple spaces, whenever you have multiple spaces, and if you wanted to retain that multiple spaces into one single space, I can use compel function. I can use compel function. So data rem blank 9. Data rem blank 9. You see, right? I have multiple spaces, right? If you wanted to remove multiple spaces into one space, then I can use this rem blank 9. My name is Ram. Is it clear? And this multiple spaces is removed and it is giving one single space. That is what a compel function will do. Okay. 9a. My space name space is Ram. You see, right? 9a data set. My space name is Ram. You see, right? My name is Ram. So you have only one space between your words. Correct? So you have, before that you have multiple spaces. If you wanted to, if you have multiple spaces, if you wanted to remove multiple spaces and retain with one single space, then I should use my compel function. I have a data set ds1. You can see remblank 10 set ds1. Name 1 equal to f name concatenated with l name. F name concatenated with l name. So f name concatenated with l name, what value we get? F name concatenated with L name, what value we get? So it will combine, but it will not, remove leading and trailing blanks. So F name is containing Mohan. So what is length of the variable F name? Length of your variable F name is ఎన్ని క్యారెక్టర్ స్టోర్ చేసుకుంటే ఒక వేరియబుల్ డిఫాల్ట్ మరి 8 అదేగా right? Length of the variable for F name is 8 characters. Out of 8, how many are occupying? 5 characters are occupying. Left over, how many are? 3. You see, right? Mohan, 3 spaces, Arisala you will get, because this will not remove leading and trailing blanks. Agree, yes or no? Mohan, 3 spaces, Arisala. Padma, 3 spaces, Narni. Varma, 3 spaces, Matina. So name 2 is equal to cat of f name comma l name. So cat function and this symbol both are one and the same. I told you the same, right? I told both are one and the same, right? Agree, yes or no? Right. So this will also give same outcome. Name 2a is equal to cat of trim of f name comma l name. Whenever you are applying trim function, what value we get? It will remove that 3 trailing blanks. And then and cat function will combine. So you will see Mohan Arisala with no spaces. And then right, compel function, what it will do? So it will remove those 3 trailing blanks and it will retain with one single blank. Correct. So now, you see, right? Three spaces are there for name one, name two. Name two here, no spaces because I used the trim function, and on top of that we applied cat. And here it is Kumbel. Kumbel is good, right? It is removing multiple spaces and giving one single space. Next, transword function. Transword function, what it will do? So transword function, what it will do? Transword function is a kind of find and replace. It will search for a string and it will replace with another string. It will search for a string. So it is searching for a string called MRS. It will search for a string called MRS and it will replace with a string called MR. Okay, it will search for a string called MRS. It will replace with a string called MR. You see that MRS is replaced with MR, right? It is searching for a text MR, replacing MRS, so replacing with MR. So likewise, if you wanted to give variable names, you can also give variable names. So in my previous example, tran word 1, I have given direct values. Instead of direct values, if you wanted to give variable names, you can also give that. So my variable target is having the value fish fish. So your SAS will search for a text called fish fish in say list variable. And if it is finding what it will do, it will replace with NIP. So cell list one variable will have cat NIP. It is searching for a text called fish, replacing with NIP. Agree, yes or no? Agree, yes or no? This is clear? Right. Next. Okay. Suppose to say if I have a written length statement. So if I have written length statement. So if I write length statement, what happens? Length of the variable target becomes 10 characters. Replacement variable will have 3 characters. If I write target variable 10 characters, so in this case, what happens? Out of 10 characters, you see, right, it will store only 4 characters, fish fish, and you have 6 empty spaces, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Your SAS is searching for a text called fish with 6 empty spaces. But right now in my data, I have fish fish. Both are same, both are not same. So in this case, your SAS cannot find the text fish fish with 6 empty spaces. So it will not replace with NIP. If you see tran word 2, you have catfish or cat NIP in say list one variable. You have cat NIP or catfish in say list one variable. You have catfish. It is not replacing because your SAS, whatever your SAS is searching, it cannot find. So in this case, what we do is I have to remove these trailing blanks. If you wanted to remove trailing blanks, what we will do? Trim off target. So if you run the program, transvert to, you see cat NIP, right? This is because we are remove trailing blanks, they are matching and replacement happened. So this is about your transword function. Next, index function. Index function, what it will do is it will identify the position of alphabet in a string. Index function, what it will do is it will identify the position of alphabet in a string. So now, what is the position of your variable D in the variable A? What is the position of D in variable A? So D no position on the ABC dot D. D is in fifth position, right? You see it, right? It will identify the position of a alphabet in a string. D is 5. IND 2. A is equal to ABC dot DEF. X is equal to Y. So what is the position of X is equal to Y? What is the position of X is equal to Y? What is the position of X is equal to Y? Count here. It's up to here. ఇప్పటి వరకు ఇక్కడ ఏమనుకున్నాం, ఇది 4 అనుకున్నావా, 5 అనుకున్నావా? ఇది 5 అయితే 6 7 8 9 10, 10th position. Okay, IND 2 is 10th position, correct? What is the position of Harvey in variable name in line 1? What is the position of Harvey in variable name in line 1? It is first position, Harvey, right? Harvey, Harvey is first position. In second row, it is 0 because I cannot find the text Harvey there. In third row, do I have Harvey? No, right? 0. In fourth row, it is seventh position, correct? JAMES, James, 5 characters, 6 characters space. From seventh position, I see the text Harvey. Last row, it is 0 because spelling is different. 10070. You can see it, right? You can see, right? 10070. Next. So this weekends also I'll take classes for you guys. Weekends also I'll take classes. Okay? Right. ABC dot DEF x is equal to x2 is equal to y1. So if you wanted to identify the position of a special character in a string, if you want to find the position of special character in a string, then you can use these functions. So what is the position of dot? Fourth position, right? What is the position of equal to? Fourth position you see dot. So what is the position of equal to? ఇందాక ఇక్కడ వరకు 10 అనుకున్నాం కదబ్బా, మరి 11 12. It is 12, right? Right? మీరు హుషారు లేరు. Right. Index W. So index W, if entire word is matching, then only it will give the position of that word. If entire word is matching, then only it will give the position of that word. What is the position of your word dog? What is the position of your word dog? Entire word should match.
Eleven.
So 11 is the right answer. If you see the positions, it is 11. What is the position of DEF? What value we get for INDW2? What value you get for IND2? 0 because I don't have the text DEF. DEF మనకి ఏమైనా సెపరేట్ వర్డ్ ఉంది అక్కడ? లేదు కదా? మరి వర్డ్ మ్యాచ్ అవ్వాలని చెప్పే కదా? It is 11. It is 0 because I don't find a word DEF there. Okay. right? So this is all how it works, right? So this is your index function. I'll stop here this for today. Tomorrow we will complete this datetime functions. Okay, tomorrow we'll complete these datetime functions, and next 2 days we'll complete numeric functions. Next 2 days weekends we will complete date and time functions. Okay, so this weekend I have set a target. I have to finish these functions. We'll finish. Okay, right. Okay, that's all for today, guys. Thank you. Bye.
My class.
Sorry. Next class is there. You need to attend. Next class is there. You need to attend. Okay. I'm
Okay.
disconnecting again. You guys have to connect again.